Welcome, Ian.
Afternoon, Ian.
Afternoon, Ian.
Morning.
Oh.
Afternoon.
Hi, Ian.
Hi, Chi.
My phrase today is to be gently speaking power. To be gentle speaking power. I acknowledge the ego fighting for its territory. Just in that phrase. And I release the energy, release it. So the importance can be heard.
Isn't that true? You know, what comes up for me right now is that as humans, we're social beings. We all want to be connected. Yeah. But we fight it. Yeah. Because of our difference. You know, and it cannot allow it to just let it be. What I love about this is that I know now because my body speaks to me. And it's a very unusual thing for me because I ignored it. I didn't listen to it for a very long time. Regardless if I was heard or not heard, it's just I didn't hear me. I didn't want to hear. But now that I get to practice, it's a really like, for me, it's wow, magical. Because then I realize I've had it all this time. Yeah. So, yeah. The like understanding of your inner truth, you know, of when you allow it to open up to others. And then hear yourself also, because you are observing yourself, right? And then this genius just comes out. It's just everywhere. And then you think it's not significant because, yeah, I'm just going through a bad day, or something of a breakup, or something this or something that, and it's not necessary, but it is very necessary. So I think the trust, trust the process that's bringing that to you, you know? And we get to do that, yeah. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's just, wow, it's incredible. It's incredible. So thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, Greg.
Hans, Craig. Morning, Craig. Hans has this wonderful way of saying hello to you. It's beautiful.
What's that?
What's that? Yeah.
I said, what is that?
What is that? Like, do you hear when he says, hello, Craig?
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. Hello,
It's
Heinz.
beautiful. Yes, yes, yes,
Hello, Craig.
yes, yes, yes. That's the Craig.
Big on, man.
That's why Craig can also throw his voice and imitate others in a way that is so good. Yeah. Yeah.
Morning, Craig.
Yes.
It's the thing I've been missing almost for a very, very long time. I used to say good morning to my mom or good morning to my wife, and after they both died, I haven't had that for 3 years, so it's really important to me.
Oh, isn't it? Isn't it?
To make somebody else feel important.
Oh,
it gives me.
Yeah. Oh.
Just like when you were filming those people, wow, I thought that was beautiful because
Yes.
you were enjoying their moment. That's like my brother taught me, and he's also that the greatest joy is being joyful for others.
Oh, yes.
Seeing the joy in life.
Yes. I've never seen somebody propose to anybody in my whole life. So this was the first time I really saw it, like for real. And my friend Karine was there with me. So we witnessed it together. And we were like just blown away. Like I said, that day was a day where, we're going through a lot of deep emotions, and when we heard the music, she actually heard the music. Yeah. And she said, oh, let's go there. Let's go to the music. Let's go walk to the music. We literally walked to the music, and it was just heavenly. It was a perfect evening also, right? Yeah. It's just, everything was just beautiful, Yeah. It was a beautiful, and yeah, we were really swept off our feet that night. It was lovely. And then it's not just us, everybody was around us that also didn't know how to express. You could see people were very like astonished and looking back, and they didn't know what to think of it. It was really interesting to watch. And then there was 2 sisters behind me. Yeah. And they're quite sweet, they were really captured. They were like, oh, they were like all in, but they didn't need, they couldn't express it. Yeah. But then when we got to talk, oh yeah, it came out. It came out. You should have seen their faces. They couldn't, like, oh, it's so beautiful. Yeah. 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 So it's really nice to be able to express how you're feeling, how you really feel, from your core to everything, from everything to everything. You go, wow, that's the feeling. That's it. Because you could not deny it. It was right in front of you. So that was beautiful to witness. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's a very special time, very special.
He gave her a moment that she could share with everyone else.
Yeah, he did. He did. You're talking about the groom. Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And your friend was
you
probably
know.
tuned into the same frequency as the woman because she heard the music too and wanted to go there.
Come on now. Let's go, Hans. That's right.
Because the music was beautiful. That was the
Exactly.
first one I saw when you posted that one. Whoa, I thought, I
Wow,
love this.
wasn't it? Oh
Yeah,
my
I love
goodness.
the sax. The sax is it's a beautiful instrument. I just can't play anything where you've got to.
Whew, I gotta tell you, this song that he sang, it was actually the song that he sang. When I say sing, sorry, what he played, and it's all of me. Yeah, it's all of me, and it's a beautiful lyrics because as he started to play, after she said yes, yes, he sang. He played this song. And so when he was playing it, we were looking around and I looked at Karina. I said, I know this song, right? We know this song, right? We know this song. What is this? What is it? And then the sisters behind us was also trying to figure out. So we were all figuring out this song. And then it came. We said, yes, all of me, all of me. And we were like so excited about it. And then we started singing. Yeah, we all started singing the song. Random strangers. It was heavenly. Like you could not make this up. It was beautiful. I loved it, eh? And I don't know, like yesterday when we were discussing this to another friend of ours, I looked up the song and to tell them, you know, the words of the song because, you know, we were quite excited about it. We found out the name of the song. It's beautiful. And the song goes like this. What would I do without your smart mouth drawing me and you kicking me out? You got my head spinning. No kidding. I can't pin you down. What's going on, you beautiful mind? I'm on the magical mystery ride. And I'm so dizzy. I don't know what hit me, but I'll be all right. My head's underwater, but I'm breathing fine. You're crazy, and I'm out of my mind. Because of all of me, love, all of you. Love, your curves and all the edges, all the perfect imperfections. Yes, yes. Give me all to me. I give all my all to you. You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning. Because I give you all of me and you give me all of you. How many times do I have to tell you, even when you're crying, you're beautiful too. The world is beating you down. I'm around through every mood. You're my downpour. You're my mood. My worst distraction, my rhythm, and my blues. I can't stop singing. It's ringing in my head for you. My heart's underwater and there it goes, but I'm breathing fine. Yeah, you're crazy and I'm not out of my mind. Of course, all of me loves all of you. So thank you. And that was the song he sang, he played when she said yes.
I heard it well in your voice, Nikki. It's very nice.
What's that, Ian?
I can hear the joy in your voice. It's very nice to hear.
Oh, thank you. It was nice to read it because Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I'm very inspired because there's a lot of people here on this call that have so much gifts, yeah, that I'm just connecting to, that's all. Because who would have known that I could write? Who would have known that I could speak? And who could have known that I could read? It's a mystery. Trust me on this one. So this encouragement, this place where I can be me, my authentic, and with the things that I thought was so shameful, there's no more shame. It's a gift that you've given to me. And so I wrap this gift with people that I love. Yeah. And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of people anymore. I was very afraid. And it actually, like, when I think about it, it's quite deep. Stop me from everything. Close me off. Shut me down. And I was alone. But I wasn't alone. It was just preparation preparing me. And that's why I always think, when is it the time? When is it the time it's going to happen? When is it the time? You know, when will you find the time? The time is now. Right here, right now. Isn't that true, eh? The presence gives presence, peace, the now. Are we ready for the now? That's the question. Are we ready for the now? Because when it comes, will we accept it? Will we go yes to it? As we say, yes plus. As that bride to be said yes to him with no hesitation. In her whole being, she could feel that it was a yes. There was
I
nothing
would
in
have said
stop.
yes just for a song.
What's that?
I would
Yes?
have said yes just because of what he was playing.
Yeah.
What was it you said? Yes,
Because it was so
I
beautiful.
do.
Yes. Yes. All of me. All of me. And I think that's where when I use the word afraid of, to be shown all of me. Yeah, all of me. Yeah. And all of you. And so there's parts of us we hide because it wasn't.
The part I like in that song is the perfect imperfections.
I mean, thank you.
Because who wants to be perfect? It means you can't do anything
Friendship
better.
is one of the most precious. Oh my God. That's right. Wow, isn't that beautiful, eh? Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. You're doing it.
Mm.
We're just being
Right.
ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Beautiful.
And enjoying it fully.
Mm.
Nikki, I honor your gentle power this morning.
Mm. Thank you.
Sometimes it can be sharp.
Mm. Mm.
But today is very gentle.
Mm. Yes. I think the sharpness comes with me being that hard on myself. Yeah, and it's a drive. It's a very much of a drive that it almost becomes a frustration. You know, a lot of frustration there.
I understand.
And that frustration is like, I hear that screaming me, you know, I hear the screaming me, trust me, I hear it. And so I have to monitor it because this is something not to cover it up or deny it, but I got to allow myself to know, as we know about tea, the dove, or know that the gentleness is it's very special in the eyes of God. And that's you, right? The gentleness of allowing to be gentle and compassion. I love what Alison has written down. She's made some really good things here. Oof, oof, oof. So her word of the day is connection with compassion, then contribution. Let's just drop the mic there. Right. So that connection that we're connecting, it's just, I feel it. And I'm just gonna, it's just beyond me. It really is, because to be able to open up my heart, but to open up all of me is very scary. It's petrifying. But I understand now that I'm safe, and that even if there is any kind of misunderstandings or miscommunication, you know, of thinking, you know, person didn't receive it, or it's that compassion where you can just say it's okay, you know, because it takes that connection to be compassionate with yourself, and then you can contribute. It's a beautiful thing. I'm very grateful that I could read that today, because I have been very, if I think, and I know, and I've just been very hard on myself. I realize that. Terribly hard on myself. And so there's a very much of I don't want anyone to feel hard on themselves. So that is not for me to realize that it's not me to fix, but it's me to hold that space.
Yes, we are learning to release our passion.
Is it? Yeah. Wow,
which
isn't it exciting?
Which is our power.
Yes. Yeah.
And I would like to thank you all for. I've grown so much being this group because we're nurturing each other. We're growing with each other. So I'm so grateful.
When you hear the screaming,
Yeah.
just like James Brown say, I feel good.
Feel good. Yes.
continue the song. Don't stop with the screaming.
I feel good. Da 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 dee dee dee
I
dee
knew
da
that
da.
I would never.
Da 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 da. You know what came to me yesterday? I love when you come with this beautiful. Is that we are instruments of sound. We are instrument of love. We're instrument of music. You know, we bring so much flavor and so much, you know, contribution to that, to everyone. The instrument of love. Isn't that beautiful? Alice, yeah, Alison says gentleness is expansive. Yes, yes. There's a lot happening right now. But wow, friendship, that's another one. It's popped up. Yeah, true friendship can be the most incredible. I've known this. That friendship people can add to your life or they can take from your life. They have that. It is the truth. If you know, then you know. Yeah. But when you have a friendship, wow, it is actually healing to your body. It actually adds healing. It's healing to your body. So what's happening right now is that we're actually healing ourselves together, you know? And there's nothing that we're asking from each other, right? We're not asking for anything. We're just being here and waiting for what's coming up. You know, what's coming up. Yeah. Isn't it lovely? Yeah.
We're just creating together.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah. It's very satisfying. Very satisfying. Yeah, I love it. Yes. Just love it. So thanks everyone for their friendship.
Same here.
Healthy relationships. In a healthy relationship with yourself, you know. Yeah.
Yes, as you were reading the lyrics to that song, that is where I was orienting. That's where I was orienting, was to our purpose, our passion.
Yeah.
Rather than another person, we can look at our passion through those eyes, through that relationship, through an eyes of relationship where we've been conditioned to hide it, protect it.
Yeah, that's it.
Because it is just our heart, or it is our truth, or it is our authentic self. And it is scary, it is challenging, but it is. And people will say no.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is their learning, it is their lesson, it is our lesson, it's together. That's how we grow. And when we say yes, we grow faster, but those no's are required.
Yes. Yes.
How are people supposed to know you if you don't open up? If you don't
Yeah,
tell
that's
them
it.
what you life. It has nothing to do with them, your likes or dislikes. It's who you are.
When you were singing that song, Nikki, I was looking in the mirror and singing it to myself.
Oh my God, I hope. Listen now, yeah. Lover, let me tell you, lover. Did you look in the mirror? Did you say you looked in the mirror now? Yes?
Yeah, I was looking in the mirror and singing it
Okay,
to myself.
okay, okay, this is it. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question, yeah? Did the mirror wink back at you?
Yeah,
Did the mirror wink back at you?
yeah, the mirror did. And a big fluffy kiss
Hey,
as well.
let's go. All of me, all of you, baby. Let the mirror wink back. Did you wink back to the mirror? Yes.
Yeah, I can
Yes,
yeah,
you
I
did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, my dear. Oh, yes. Oh, let me tell you that song that you beautifully gave yesterday. I listened to it. I went and wow, I danced to it also, huh? I danced to that song. It was a beautiful song. I told it to my friend too, and she loved it. I said, yes. My friend Ian shared it yesterday in our session, and she said, wow, that's beautiful. I said, yes, isn't it? So yeah, thank you. That was, and I love that you send it in the chat box, in the Heart Center chat box, but you also send it to me individually, because I was going into looking into the song, yeah. I'm looking it up, but then I realized, oh, he's even sent it to me. So it was like easy to find. You know, there was less work. You made it easy for me. Yeah. Yeah, you made it easy. You just gave me straight to it. You brought me straight to it. I just had to click. Yeah, click to it. You know, click on the link. That was pretty cool, man. I was freaking cool, because when I did that, I went, yeah, baby, let's go. There was no holding back. I ripped it. Yeah, I ripped it, man. I was so happy. Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Woo! Yeah. Wow. Yeah. In that. This is so good. This is really like interesting, eh?
I just want to add then, you know, when you're talking about friendship, what I'm learning is it's nothing personal, it's vibrational.
Is it?
Like,
Yes.
I know this guy and no judgment towards him, but because he's so low vibration, we stopped communicating because I don't want to be around that sort of energy. It's nothing personal towards him. He's a beautiful person. We all are. We all deserve love, but not personal. It's vibrational, you know.
Yeah.
And with people with me, it's in the past, it's not been personal. It's been vibrational because my vibration's been low, and they don't want to be around that, you know. Nothing personal. It's vibrational.
And vibration influences the structure, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's go. That's right. Boom. Talk about passion.
Yeah, it can be pretty easy to assume that it's personal, though,
Is it?
which is kind of the trap that we get into.
Oh yeah, I used to take things very personal, but I just see now that's not vibrational. If someday it's just not a vibrational match, so nothing personal.
Yeah, because Mother Nature and the cosmos is up leveling the vibration, right? And we feel that, and we assume it's personal. We assume it has to do with the situations we're in or the experiences we're having. We create an interpretation around it.
If you want friends that are higher vibrational, you yourself have to become high vibrational. If you want a partner that's high vibrational, you yourself have to become high vibrational. Nothing personal.
Yeah, yeah, because it's the interpretation of it that's personal, not the energy itself. So you walk into a room and you feel an angry vibe. And because you feel it, you kind of think it has something to do with you. Maybe it doesn't at all.
Yes, that's it. Taking back. Taking back my love. I'm giving it all to you. That's what I'm talking about. Nothing you can hide. I'm taking away. Woo! Yes.
The funny thing about love, even if you give it all away, you still get the same amount.
Yes. I'm taking back all my love. Yes. Woo! Thank you. You know
Yeah, and
exactly
then
what
and
I
then
need.
and then you create the energy you project.
Yes.
That's yours.
Let's go. Wow, thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm taking a chance. Yes, I'm stepping out. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm taking a chance. Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, and all that is instead of using your life energy to try to maintain something that's dying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man.
It's just a waste of your energy.
Mm. Mm.
That's why we say love is limitless and endless. We were loved
Say that
before
Yeah.
we came. We will be loved after we leave here.
Say that again.
We were
Please.
loved before we came here and will be loved after we leave here.
Absolutely.
Love is limitless
Yeah,
and endless.
it's
It will
limitless.
keep on going.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the only thing we
That's,
can take with us when we die.
that's right. And it's expansive, you know, it's ever, it's limitless. And that's why I think what's really important is this now moment, you know, where we are right now. Yeah. And to fill ourselves up with that, like literally, like fill ourselves up, no matter what the passion that speaks to you in, if it's dancing, walking, yoga, reading, writing, you know, painting, whatever it is, that's let it flow, let it just come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like what he says in Kung Fu Panda. The now is a gift. That's why it's called the present.
Yes. Yeah, that is very powerful here. That was very powerful part of the movie. I was stuck when I heard that. I went, wow, yeah. That writing in that movie was brilliant. It was brilliant, actually. You know, yeah.
Yep.
You know, yeah, it was really interesting. Yeah, it was really, really good point there. Very
One
good point.
time, I like that. Love is limitless.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. That's it, right? Yeah. Mm. 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 Yeah. Mm. See, what comes up for me with that is that when I hear that love is limitless and you are love, and that is actually why we came here, to express that love, right? Because we're actually going back to love. We're going back to source of who we really are, and that is love. And then the thing, what I also realized, that the love that sometimes in relationships, that's when it can get really, it can get a little untangled, like it gets you tangled. Because it's not that we want to hurt, but we do hurt the people we love.
It's because often
Isn't that
we
interesting?
take things
Yeah,
personal. And then you
exactly.
get away from the limitless, and you become limited.
Exactly. And as Craig says, when you come in and you hear, and you can hear, you can feel the atmosphere, it's the anger. Mm. And you then immediately say, well, why? Like, what have I done? It's immediately a reflection, because it's all like thinking it's you that's created it. But actually, it's a false responsibility that you have there. You know, that I can come into a room and immediately, I can feel it. I feel it immediately. So when that happens, I have now looked at it with such curiosity, because even when somebody gives me that, that look up and down, that look, that with the lips, I tell you, and the eyes and everything, and and you just know, and you go, that's interesting. I'm gonna find out who you are. But before, I used to stay away and think, oh, no, 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 no. And then immediately felt that I had to be small. I had to like just disappear, vanish, don't be seen. Because it was too much for me, It was uncomfortable, very uncomfortable for me. But now I understand that when I do come into a room or in a space or whatever, the person is like, when you say not to take it personally, I can actually be able to say, wow, that's interesting. And then when you realize later on, when the person's giving you looks the whole night, literally giving you looks the whole night, and then you're like, you together, somehow we get together, if it's in the dance floor or we're sitting or somewhere, the person will come and tell me exactly what she thinks. And it's absolutely the opposite of what you were showing me. And I went, wow, look at that. And she's, yeah, okay, thank you.
Most of the time, the anger we're sensing is self-anger. They're
it's
angry with themselves. Why did I break my phone? Why did I? And we are sensing the anger. They're angry with themselves.
Yeah. But also
we're taking everything way too personal.
Yeah, right? It's so true. And it's so freeing, because you realize when somebody is like just in your space, and no matter what it is, they're like looking at themselves, because it's a mirror reflection. So they look at themselves and they see, and they know they can see it, because that's who they are. Genuinely, that is who they are. But because it's in another, they can't see it, that it's them.
I just learned to give to give like a compliment. Say, like if I'm in the street and I stare at someone and I don't realize it, I've stared. And like in the past, I've had people say to me, "What you're looking at?" I'm just like, "Oh, you're so beautiful," or "I love your top," or "Oh, your furniture is so nice. Where did you buy them from?"
Yeah.
They're a compliment. And then they're like, and I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah.
"Oh, you're
Right?
just so beautiful. You just your hair's so nice. I couldn't stop
I'm
looking at it."
telling you, yes. Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? It's beautiful, huh? So beautiful. It's acceptance. It's acceptance. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, this is so good. This is really good, eh? Yeah.
I've also learned if I walk into the room and I feel anger, I just send them love back. Send love, and that's it.
Can you say that again? I heard you, but just say that again for a second. What did you
If
say?
I walked into a room and I felt like anger or there was tension in a room, I just send that person love. And if I want to leave, I'll leave. But send love first and just go.
That's it.
Exactly, and just raise the frequency. It has nothing to do with us. You can take them out of their anger, take them out of their misery by just doing what Ian says. Give them love.
Mm. Mm.
Make them forget about the past and live in the present.
Like I was in the street the other day, a stranger gave me a funny look, like a dirty look, and I just sent them love and was like, oh, well, much love. Like energetically, and we just walked off. That's it.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
You've dropped the personal, Ian.
Is it?
That's why your heart shines the way that it does.
Oh, yes. Oh, you know, and that's why you're the gift.
Yeah, it's quite a discovery
It
to
is,
realize
isn't it?
that you can inject a high frequency energy anywhere you want.
There's it.
Call it love or whatever you want to call it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
basically it.
I'm actually going to test myself on that though. Like the men's group, the one I went to, there's one on the 14th of October. I know it's going to be completely different people there, so I'm going to go and then, yeah, I'm going to test myself. I'm going to use it as a test to see how much I've grown since June. Because June, I did take it personally. So.
Yeah, but you're coming with a whole new vibration now also, huh? From the time that you did the men's group to till now. And that I think that's true growth. That's already the growth that you can receive now for yourself. Because even if you think that that's going to be a test for you, it's good. It's good to challenge to see how if you can do one more rep, if you can do one more mile, if you can do one more, and it's good. That's very, very, very powerful. But I can tell you, when you walk into that room, you're going to feel completely different. Yeah. Because you've given it to yourself. You're given that acceptance, that love, non-judgment. Yeah. And you're a gift. You're going to add on. You're going to expand. That you're looking forward to that, because what I hear is that you're looking forward to it. And it's going to be very interesting for you because you're going to observe yourself so that you're going to go, wow, who is this?
One way you can look at it is as a test, but you can also look at it as of being of service to others.
He's becoming. Yeah, he is already. So that's going to be a really interesting one for you. And I look forward to hearing from it, sharing it if you would. You will. Because that's going to be very powerful. It's going to be a very powerful.
On the last one, I was actually judging myself because in March, I started a new medication. I've stopped it now because I realized I was giving my power away. But there's this medication that I've been trying to get on for like 10 years. And they've always told me that it's too expensive, so they wouldn't allow me to go on it. But in March, they let me try it because it's been approved, and basically the NHS in the UK, National Health Service, will pay for it now, whereas before they wouldn't. So because it was too expensive, they wouldn't allow me to try it. So they allowed me to try it in March. I tried it and it made me lose weight. I think I've lost about just over about 9 pounds on it.
Whoa.
Because it's leptin, and leptin's a hormone made by fat cells. And the more leptin you have, the slimmer you are. And because obviously I've got lipodystrophy, the body I've got lipodystrophy, I'm already slim anyway, but I don't really have any leptin. So replacing it made me lose weight. Anyway, when I went in June, I was feeling insecure about myself because I'd lost more weight. So I see they just projected to me how I was feeling because I was feeling quite insecure because I'd lost more weight. Does that make sense? So they were just projecting to me how I felt because I was feeling really insecure in June. Not really insecure, but I was feeling a bit insecure because of weight loss.
Wow. Wow.
But I've moved past that insecurity now. So yeah, when I go back, I think it'll be different, completely different.
Mm-hmm. Very different.
So different. Yeah. I have to add on to that with Alison. Absolutely.
Ian, with you
Absolutely.
talking, what came up for me was how useful it is when we take the time and we go into the detail of the detail. And that's how we get more and more awareness, right? Because there's so many layers. It takes us a lifetime to get to some of all the layers that we have, you know?
So when
And
you
that's
talk about
just,
sorry, yeah.
sorry, Nikki.
I
That's
wanted
just
to ask
what we
about the
have in our
detail.
own.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, so for me, Ian was sitting and thinking about the vibration that he brought in, not only the vibration that he experienced when he was there in himself and what he experienced from, from others. And then he went at that layer deeper and looked just at what was the vibration that he was bringing in.
There's it. There's it. That's it.
Well, the guy that ran it at the end of the event.
Oh my
God. Alison. At the end of the event, he gave me a hug and said, "Thank you for your love and compassion. Your energy was much appreciated in the group."
That's good.
Amazing. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to ask 2 questions. The first question is to Alison. So when you say deep, I just hear the second question too. So the first question is when you say go deeper than deep, I would like to emphasize. And then the second one that I love is we speak about the vibration, as we spoke about it early on, but that vibration is actually you, in what you are allowing to bring, in knowing who you are and how you want to be. So if you want to be as heavy as you want, you can be as heavy as you want and go into a room feeling as heavy as you want. Do you know what I mean? That means, having to have the internal understanding of who you are, not what is presenting. Because what's presenting is one thing, but who you really are is another thing. And you just getting to experience it. Yeah, is that the deep?
That's a great.
Yeah,
that's a great example.
Yeah.
You've spoken to it in what you've been asking.
Yeah. And this is the question that I also like. Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah.
Sorry. So, I mean, for me, it's like what you were saying before, Nikki, about remembering to be all of you.
Amen. Is it?
But when we're aligned,
Yeah.
our capacity not to kind of get, fall off the tracks is much more sustainable.
Oh my God, this is so beautiful, hey? This is, when I hear Ian talk about weight and losing weight and, having to deal with that, I was an overweight person my whole life. Can you believe that?
No,
Yes.
I can't with your yoga and the way
Yes,
in which
honey.
you
She's
work
a hot
with your
bod
body.
now,
That's
man. I got a
amazing.
hot bod now. Let's say, but it's not because of that. Thank you, Alison. It's just having a fun time now. We're just having, because as women, we are never happy with our bodies. As women, we are never happy with our bodies. Yeah. And only, you can lose as much as you want, but oh no, I still got to lose another 5. I still got to lose another 10. I'm not there yet. Yeah. And isn't it interesting that you would think that somebody, has the opposite to you, but it is actually also to understand that when you look at yourself and you can really relate that, yeah, you live in this body, but you're not your body. I know it's a very hard concept because when you're living in a very judgmental, dysfunctional society that tells you you are what you look like. Let's get there straight. Yeah, you are what your color is, where you come from. You get graded, even. Yeah. What country is this and what country is that, and so yeah, going from right up to being a Caucasian, being Black, being Chinese, being Asia. Where you are on the scale. They're always weighing you. And then you got to say, when I saw a scale in my sister's bathroom, I said, oops, don't say anything. Because that scale is a lie. And I want to verbalize this. It is a lie. It is a lie. And yeah, we go on the scale daily and thinking it's going to change. And then we go, okay, let's do it every week. And then we do it every month. Yeah.
Or we see it as a reflection of our health, which
and it's a lie.
It isn't really, right?
It's not true. So that's the thing with having to know that, when we get to that understanding that it's a lie, and then we say, what is the truth? And I think when you tap into your truth and your truth, just because it's just the truth, you set yourself free. But when you set yourself free, you can allow others to be free. And I think that's the best thing you can give to somebody. Because when it's free, it can go away. Yeah. Hey, listen, it can go away, right? Free can go away. But when it comes back, it is yours.
It's a part of the.
So the experience that Ian's experiencing in his men's group, was something that he broke free from, because he had to expose his truth and everything that he has struggled with his whole life, in knowing that he was, and knowing how beautiful he is, and knowing his past life, and knowing now, and knowing that he can confront it with not just a challenge, but to say, I am here as me in this body that I chose. Because he does know that. He knows that. So there's no more hating on me. There's no more hating, because the body wants to love you. The body wants to love you. The body wants to love you. The body does love you.
Healthy is about your attitude.
Yeah, and yeah.
It's better than walking around with a smile than looking like a model and being pissed off all the time.
Oh my, I have a bunch of those people.
Yeah, they are.
I'm
They look at
telling
you're
you.
eating an ice cream and they're about to eat all your hand because they really like to eat that ice cream. But no, I can't. It's against my
This,
what?
yeah.
Live life when you
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're comparing ourselves with idols and models, but they're the most depressing people. They're living life in a cave.
Oh, come on. Let's
They
go.
can go anywhere. They envy us. Mm. We're free people. Yeah, we're free to choose, free to do what we want. But it's a part of the domestication. Yeah.
I think it's also like with the men's group, I did like I was judging for my masculinity. It's like what a man should be and what a woman should be. And if you don't fit into that box, you know, like a man should
Yes.
be tall, muscular, you know, strong. And if you're outside of that box, then you know, you're not man enough. But I am man enough. I'm man enough for heart. So there you go.
Mhm.
You may have the six pack and the muscles, but I've got the heart. So there you go. I'd rather have the heart.
And the heart is the
Mhm.
biggest muscle. The heart is a muscle here. You know that, right? The heart's a
Mm.
muscle. Mm. 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 We get to celebrate. Celebrate. We get to celebrate.
Oh, guys, thank you so much for this lovely
Alison,
morning.
thank you.
Bless
Thank
you
you,
all.
Alison. Blessings
Thank you,
here.
Have a
Alison.
great day.
Thank you.
See you
Alison.
We
soon.
love you.
Alison.
We love you, Alison.
Much
Love you,
love,
Alison.
Alison.
Go do your magic. Mm. Wow. Very grateful. Thank you.
Many of those men who supposed to have the right look, they're abusing themselves. That's why they're also abusing their partners often.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes.
Because
Mhm.
everybody gotta be like me. They gotta be perfect. What? Up yours.
Mm. Oh my goodness. Yes. Mm. Mm.
I have the opposite problem of getting too fat. I'm almost too thin, or was it? So I've been eating and eating. The more I eat, the more I lose weight.
Oh God.
Just
To some
loses
people,
my
that's
internal
like
combustion.
it's a dream.
And then people say, "Oh, you're so thin." They think
Oh.
that's a compliment. Well, I like to be more. It's like, "Oh, you're so fat." That would be really nice.
Oh my goodness.
My dad was
I
like
would
that.
as well.
I didn't inherit his physiology.
I want a nice big fat ass so I can twerk. Oh,
You just need to regain some water in your body. I tried that. No fun. No fun. Suddenly 10 kilos more and
Just
not
still.
the right places. Water just goes on your legs, your butt.
Mm.
I need a driver's license for my
Mm.
body then.
I listened to something with Giselle. She's a top model, a supermodel, an actress. She's considered one of the most successful models of all time. And when they interviewed her, she said in her modeling career, she had so much anxiety and anxiousness that she used to drink a bottle of wine every night. How do you like that? Just to calm herself down. So there was a lot of alcohol involved, you know, of substance. Yeah, because it was the extreme, she says. It was really bad. And who would have known when she was walking down, what they call it?
Catwalk.
They're not the catwalk, but what is it? It's it'll come to me now. With the supermodels, they walk Victoria's Secret. She was top Victoria's Secret model, you know. And then she married Tom Brady. I mean, that's just the top of it, you know, when you talk about athletes. He's an all-known guy. And guess what? She wrote about her marriage because she got divorced this year. And she said, yeah, everything and everyone thought she had it all. Yeah. Meanwhile, she was living a hell. Literally hell, she said.
To maintain her outwards, that means she was destroying her own insides.
Yeah. And when you look at her, she is essence of beauty. There's no question about it. In fact, I had the opportunity to meet her, you know, and it was very profound because she is as beautiful, but as incredible open also. And I would never think that because I was a complete, you know, at that time I was just, there working. It wasn't, you know, I was somebody that you could talk to, but she took her time to talk to me. And then I could talk to her. Yeah. So she broke through. She broke
who
through.
or what you are, you're only a person when it comes down to it.
Yeah, you just, it's just.
And they probably prefer to be treated like a normal person by someone who doesn't even know who they are. Who are you?
Yeah,
oh, you don't know who I am. Nice. Can I talk with you?
Yeah.
Because I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
That's probably everybody's dream, to be treated just like a normal person.
Is it? Because when she looked at me with, I could see in her face, her eyes, it was like very like, whoa, like, you know, she got something. It registered, it could feel it. And immediately her body could just allow herself to open and speak, you know, and when she did that, after that, we actually hugged. And she, you know, you obviously must know, I don't know if you do know, but it's a very superficial world that you live in with the supermodels, the models. I work with them a lot. So it's a very superficial, they don't want anyone to look more than pretty than you. This is not a joke, I'm sincerely telling you this.
She may not.
They are so insecure. They are so insecure, Hans. You would not believe how insecure they are.
But she does remember that hug. I'll bet that's probably one of the times she felt normal.
Yeah.
To be a part of the world instead of just being show for the world.
Yeah, because they're only judged by their bodies.
Yep.
They're not judged anything else. They're only their bodies. So how superficial, how and what a trap to live in. because you're in your body. And then you get judged on your body. What a trap.
Then you
What
have
a trap.
to maintain that body, and you have to, your
Yeah.
body becomes your work because it's
Yeah.
what you
Yeah.
say. Oh, you work only 4 hours a day. Yeah, but I work 24 hours to keep the body.
Yeah. And so I'm going to go further now. I'm going to go further in this industry because I know this industry. I work in this industry. So what happens there is, as beautiful as they are here, and they are beautiful. I'm talking, whoa. But when you actually go deeper than just their body, in the sense of like, when they start talking, then you hear it. It comes out. Wow. And you would be godsmacked if you hear what comes out of their mouth, what they think of themselves. And because they think of themselves like that, and others are just wanting to have their own, they just, want their body. They just want the body. They don't want anything else. But they deep down, their heart, they're human. They have needs also, right? We all have needs. There's no acceptance there.
And often what
Pure judgment.
people think about themselves is not their own thoughts. It's what other people have told them to think about themselves.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So Nikki, a great job catching your sharpness.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can explain that if you want to more. Is that the frustration you're hearing?
Yeah, right. It was the edginess, right? There's a passion to it, right? You care for these people. You're frustrated with how it's happening, how it's structured, and you're speaking into it. And as it elevated, right, the intensity of that vibration grew, and then you caught it. You're like, let me tone it down. And I could hear you take your steps down instantly. It's like, there she's aware. She's aware of her sharpness.
Yes, very powerful. Yes. Yeah. I appreciate that. Yes. Because of being gentle, but not only gentle, but knowing that, gentle in silence, but gentle and quiet. And I never knew that I could ever be in a place that I could be quiet. Yeah. But it is a practice that I'm very grateful for. And I did some research on. So it's a confirmation. So now I don't need to try. It comes effortless now. It's just, yeah. And it's interesting. And it is also very beautiful. It can get a little frustrating. Because like you think about it. Wow, I had this all this time. And here I am. But now that I can accept it with no resistance. Because I was judged on my body my whole life by my mother. Yes. You got to know where it's coming from. You got to know the root of it, where it comes from, why. Because she struggled. Yeah. And food was the enemy. She punished herself. And that's really frustrating to watch. Somebody that's so beautiful And my mother was beautiful. So beautiful that my father said when he saw her in the room, he only had eyes for her. And vice versa. My dad is a very, good looking man. He was a good looking man, in society, yeah, good looking. My mother said when she saw my dad and she saw his eyes, piercing green eyes, she said, ooh. And you know what she said? I'm going to have beautiful children with this man. How do you like that one? So I said to her, did you marry him because of that? Because I would like to know. She says, well, partly, yes. I said, well, that's pretty honest. She was honest. There's no denying that. But not knowing that my dad actually wanted children. And he told her, I want children, hey? I want kids. I want many children. So my mother said, how many children do you want? Listen to this. They were like discussing this. It was like comical when I heard it. This is at least 5. She said, yo, okay. And who would have known that the struggle that my mother had for her whole life, being called fatty and just, almost an outcast. She felt like she was like completely an outcast, yeah. So no one to really guide her, She went, and I'm just saying, she went to the doctor, and the doctor said, listen to my grandmother, you got to look after this child. She's got worms. You got to stop. Got to stop with all the sugar in the streets and everything. You know what my grandmother did? When they left the doctor's rooms, you know what they did? She took her and she got her a donut. How do you like that? How do you like that? Not just a donut, she actually got her a dozen donuts. And the reason why I bring that up is that, she tried her best for me, but because she had that demon, it was a demon inside her. When I say demon, a true enemy, her self-acceptance that she could not be enough, that she took it out on me. And that is the truth.
I see that with my mum, like, I love where she talks about my sister. You can hear, you can just hear the jealousy in her voice, like.
That's it. Yes.
You can just hear, like, oh, she gets so many men. Like, you can just hear the jealousy. And it's like, she's your daughter. You should be proud.
Come on, Ian.
I hear it all the time from my mum. The jealousy in the voice. Because my mum's getting older and she's really struggling because when she was younger, her looks are very important to her. But now she's not getting the attention of men and stuff, and she's finding aging really hard. So I hear the jealousy all the time and her voice about my sister. So she talks about her. Just hear it. Just even need to say it.
Yeah. That's it, eh? Yeah.
Next time she says she gets so many men, just say, stop putting yourself down just because you only want one. Who wants 10 men when she's looking for the right one, but by looking through them all, there's nobody's perfect. You gotta love the perfect imperfections. And she's gotta start loving herself. You're so far ahead of her, Ian.
Yeah.
She's my mum. I do love her.
Absolutely.
I may not always like them, but I love them.
That's it. That's it. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Yeah. When I could acknowledge that about me and my mum, it was a few years, and I said, isn't that interesting? I can love her, but I don't like her. And it was very strange for me to say that, you know. And when I did say it, I could relate and be honest with myself. Because she hurt me. She was hurting me. She withdrew her love from me. She did everything to, but not to hurt me, but hurting herself. And then she would punish herself. And she let me watch. And I had to stand there being helpless and beg her to stop.
Wow, Nikki, that's powerful.
Mm.
Yeah, I used to admire my mother from the distance, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, she never allowed me
Yeah.
to get near her. You know, I never get her attention or love or anything. So,
Yeah.
so thank you for saying those words. You know. I love my mother too, and I don't like her, just like you. So
Yeah.
thank you.
I
I
admire
appreciate
her.
that.
Yeah, I appreciated her. I respected her, actually, also. But there was things that happened that you cannot even describe it. But I like
Why?
the fact that I can look at it now, but I look at it in a broader perspective because I know her struggle, and I knew what she went through as a child. I knew how she was brought up. I knew her, you know, my grandmother. I knew my grandmother from the age of 5, 6 years old. And I can distinctly remember that my grandmother would only come on a Friday and she would bake for us. That was very special. But she would only sleep in my sister's room. Only one sister, Debbie. But then Debbie was in our home, in the 5 of us, she was the dominant, she was the mother. Can you understand that? She ruled the house. Not my mother, she, Debbie. I took her also as a mother because there was things that I wanted that I couldn't get from my mother. So I got it from my sister, my second elder sister, Debbie. In fact, that I said, I want to be like my sister. She took me to cooking classes. You know these cooking classes that you go to? Yeah. She took me. I was 12 or something. She took me along every one of them. Not any other my other sisters, just me. And that was interesting. I loved it. We went running together. That was her passion, running. And I ran with her. And everywhere when she used to come back to Cape Town, we go running together. We cook together. Yeah. And so when you talk about the competition, it was a very hard thing to think that how can my mother be competing with her own daughters? So the competing, even when we used to, one time my sister came from Australia and we were standing in the kitchen, and my parents were actually at church, believe it or not, coming back from church. And my sister made this most delicious food. And I remember standing at the stove with her, and I said, oh, mommy's gonna love this. Oh, mommy, and I called out to her. She said, stop. No, she didn't say stop. She said, don't say a thing. I mean, what? Don't say anything. I said, okay. I just listened to her immediately because I knew. She left the house at 19 years old, my second elder sister. I thought my life was going to fall apart. I even asked her, will you still love me when you leave? Will you still love me? She said, Nikki, I will always love you. There's a different kind of love here we're talking about. You'll understand it later when you find someone that you love. There's a different kind of love, but my love for you will never change, and it has not changed. Yeah. Mm.
Wow.
Yeah. My mom was in a wound. She never got out of her wound. Yeah, she was wounded. She felt abandoned. She didn't
But she
feel
did
loved.
show you a lot of love by taking you to the cooking classes and running with you. She was sharing her affection the best she
No,
could.
no, that was my sister. That's not my
Oh.
mother. It was my
Oh,
second
okay.
older sister. My second older sister was like, I took her as my mother eventually. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. They couldn't give to me. They couldn't, I knew that what I wanted to receive, they could not give it to me. It's nothing personal, but they couldn't give it to me. So I gave it to myself.
Right.
Do you see? Mm.
With my mom, because I've always been really thin. When I was a teenager, I was so thin. I had like 0 body fat. And my mum and dad never took me to the doctors once. I used to go on my own. And I said to my mum once, why didn't you ever take me to the doctors when I was like a teenager? I was so thin, everyone would comment, asking if I eat and stuff. Why did you never take me to the doctors? She turned around and said, oh, I thought you were on drugs. And I was like, wouldn't
Oh,
that be more of a reason to take me if you thought I was on drugs? And that was making me
oh,
thin.
Oh no.
wow.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Like, literally, if you thought your son was on drugs, you'd take him with you to help. You wouldn't just be like, oh, he's on drugs.
Absolute.
Leave him to it.
Absolute.
He's so
Yeah.
thin. He's so thin, he must be on drugs. Leave him to it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
But I also know at the time, she had a lot going on because she had like a violent boyfriend and we'd move areas because she had to get away from her and stuff. So she had a lot going on herself. So she didn't know how to look after herself properly, so she couldn't look after me. So I do see it from her eyes because she had so much going on for herself that she just didn't know how to be a mum. She didn't know how to look after me.
Wow, this is so beautiful. Eh? Thank you. Thank you.
I had the best nanny you could have. Our
The
dog.
best nanny. Nanny.
Yeah, my nanny was a dog. I would run away from home anytime I could. And my dad found out. He just tied me up to the hunting dog, and she would lead the way, and I would follow, and she would bring me home. So I learned from nature itself.
Yeah.
My dad couldn't even pick me up as a kid because the dog would raise its teeth, because it was his hunting dog, but it was my protector. So it knew when he was touching animals or anything, he would probably go kill him, and that's what she thought of him. So he had to call my brother or my mom to put me to bed.
Yeah, you did.
The shift for me though, I can talk about this stuff and I don't feel the pain anymore like I used to. So,
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's really good. Yeah, that's very healing, hey? That's healing.
Right.
That's what healing is. That's what it feels like.
yeah, I can talk to them about it. Like, yeah, it just feels
Yeah,
completely
it's
different
really
now.
good.
I can talk about it
Yeah.
without it.
Yeah, right? It's so much compassion there. It's like, wow. That's really interesting, huh? It's really, really very good. It's a lot of healing there. You've healed yourself. You basically healed yourself. Mm. But
Our
I'll
heart
tell you
can
this.
heal. Yeah,
Mm,
our heart can heal
mm,
any disease.
mm, mm, mm. My desire, out of when my mother used to say, my sister Debbie has a spirit when we talk about the love, the mercy, the peace. When you're a person of peace, you're a child of God. My second elder sister kept the peace also. You know, she knew how to keep the peace. As much as she wasn't that peaceful, but she didn't know how to keep the peace. You knew that it's okay. You know, it's gonna be okay. But my mother used to say, yeah, she's the peacemaker. And that means, and I looked it up, it's a child of God. Mm. Mm. And what's come to me, if I look at it, the structure of how my desire of my heart was to be my mother's friend. That was the desire of my heart for me for as long as I can remember as a young girl. That's what I said. I choose my desire to be my mother's friend. And mm, mm. And it was really good because I knew how to get her love. Because when I worked from the age of 13, I worked in various restaurants and whatever. I used to come home. Mm, yeah, and I could just like tell her, what would you like me to give you? What would you like me to give you? What would you like, mommy? And in that moment, I heard it very clear. So I want you to be happy. Because if you're happy, you make me happy. And I went, wow, thank you. I became my mom's best friend. And I was the caretaker of her. And she had to, go through a dying period. Because she didn't want to take it. She didn't want to take any medicine for it. She wanted just to die naturally. She told me, chemo, she had chemo, in her lungs, cancer in her lungs. And there was many, many things I did for her to make her happy. But in the end, she was my best friend. She was my best friend.
I bet your smile was what put a smile on her face.
Yeah. And in the end, it's.
So she wants you to be happy and smile.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
I guess that's why parents often try to toughen us up. It is a hard world. So keep your smile, keep your love, be what you always been.
And she let me also have my passion. Talk about passion, because dancing is one of my passions. And I danced my whole life. So when it wasn't comfortable, you know, for my dad, she would say, leave Nikki alone. She's dancing. Mm. And that's why I can leave my son alone now. And to me, that gives me true happiness. And he maybe not see the gift that I present him today, but I know when he walks out that door, he knows he's loved. And that's all that matters right there and then. Because that's the foundation that he's going to build his life on. The love that he knows, you know, really knows how he wants to feel. Yeah. And it's a demonstration because he demonstrates it all throughout the day by his choices, by his friends, by what he chooses to listen to, how he just like can be Charles. Yeah. And like I look at him today and I said, yeah, you're my boy. You're my boy. Because I tell you, sometimes I think, yes, you are my boy. I get that love. It's just, and he looks at me and go, okay, mom, okay, mom. But I know that love is going to take him very far. And I'm excited for him. Because I maybe have made my mistakes, for sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. But I like the fact that he can come to me on a holiday. Like we on holiday now. We like in the most beautiful place. I was traveling with him. And after dinner, I was sitting in this living lounge kind of, it's just beautiful place. And he just came to sit like, hey, how's it? You know, come sit next to me. And go, how's it? So, mom, I want to tell you something. I would like to ask you something, he says. And I said, yeah, sure. And it was like something of, it's heavy, you know. And I like when Jesse says the sharpness, you know, when you come and you realize that, what's that? And you can feel it in your body. It's like immediately, got to protect myself here. Protect, alert, danger, danger's coming, danger. But I looked at him and I said, wow, what a brave, you know, how brave are you? I saw the brave and the strength that came out of that for him to be able to say how he felt. And I gotta be honest, it wasn't the first, I didn't swallow it very well the first one. I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean? And he says, well, this is what it means. And I went, okay. Yeah. But you know what the conversation was? It was about him assuming that he thought I did something behind his back. And that he heard from another person what he heard, but he thought it came from me. Isn't that interesting? And so he was really tearful. He cried. Oh yeah, this grown boy was crying in front of me. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa. And then he actually said like a lot of things to me in that time. And I went, okay. But it was nice for me to be able to hear that. It was almost like a false accusing me, you know, and it wasn't meaning anything than just what he was feeling. I had to really pause on this one. And then I said, could I explain? And he said, yeah. And I said, this. And then he said, I said, now do you have understanding? He said, yeah. I said, I would never do that. And I would never do that. If I'm going to do anything, I will come to you straight. I've never gone to anybody behind their back and talk about them. I go straight to the source, or otherwise I don't go. If I'm curious about something that I needed to know about something about myself, then yes, I've exposed myself, but that's what's come to me. I realize that I have that now. But yeah, there's no threat. There's no threat. Does that make sense? Yeah. There's no threat. And I see the pattern about how I was raised or how I was brought up. It was violent. There's no question about it. I have to bring that up because there was no talking. And that's a shame. But because that's all they really knew how to handle anything was to either shout, to either scream, to either call you names, you know. Yeah, and give you a beating. I mean, that can really mess somebody up, to be honest with you. And this is not about being a victim with me. This is about having to know that I knew from that age, it's not normal. And I thank God that I knew that because I had friends. And luckily I had a boyfriend at the time that I knew that this wasn't healthy. This is not normal because it's not happening in other people's homes. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm very grateful for my first boyfriend that I had. So I went out with him for 6 years. His name was Ian Gordon. And he was an athlete. He loved sports. Very good. Never drank. He was very clean eating. It was just like, what are you? Like, who are you? What are you doing here? He genuinely liked me, like really liked me. And we went out for 6 years. So it must be something good there because I realized you know. So yeah, you have to question things. You can't question these things now. It's nothing to feel like a victim. It's just questioning it. Because as you've gone through it, you at least can understand it at least, yeah? Like now, I don't even think about it. I don't even think about it anymore. It's like it's never happened to me. But before I can remember, whoa. Like it drove me every day. I lived with it. I lived with it. With that pain. Because in society,
now we can learn how to allow things so there are more possibilities from what we experienced.
Yeah. And so this is what we're creating, new experiences. We're creating new experiences. Because unconsciously and consciously, you're carrying that. And it's a reflection. And people energetically can feel that. That's why I can be in a room with models, but I can feel their insecurity immediately. You know what I mean? As beautiful as they are. Yeah? Yeah.
It's only skin deep.
Yeah. They're so insecure that when I have to come in, I'm not allowed to. I have to actually wear my hair back in a pony. I can't have my hair loose. I don't wear makeup, and I just dress all in black. How do you like that? Yeah. They don't want the attention. They don't want the attention to focus on somebody else. Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
That's low self-esteem.
Yeah. And in the world, they're walking down a catway, they're working secret, Victoria's Secret. I mean, but my goodness, if you know the life they're living on a daily basis, you would not want to swap it. You would not swap your life with that. Trust me. Yeah, no. Because they become a prize for certain people, you know?
I've experienced that, not in this incarnation, but in a past incarnation, yeah. So I got told, and you know when somebody tells you something, you feel it. I really felt it in my being. It's hard to describe, but as he was telling me, he said in my past life in the 1940s, I was a model, and I ended up killing myself because I was so unhappy.
There's it.
And
Yeah.
I really felt it. Like I said it before him, I said, he was talking about it, and I went, I killed myself. And he was like, yes, you killed yourself. The last thing I saw was you take a
Wow.
tablet and killing yourself. And I was like, wow, I really felt it. So you can be as beautiful, you can be really beautiful on the outside, but if you haven't got that self-love, that happiness, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Time for me to go. Big love, everyone. That's from Craig. Oh, that's sweet.
Have a blessed day, Nikki.
No, I'm talking about Craig. It was Craig. He's saying it was really nice of
Oh.
Craig to write. It was very nice for Craig to write in the chat box. He said, time for me to go. Big love, everybody. Isn't that lovely? Yeah. Big love. From Craig. You know, there's so many secrets that need to be unlocked. There's so many things to be discovered. And yeah, and talk about the vibrational and allowing you to energetically become who you're choosing to become in this now moment and every now moment. It's your responsibility. It's no one else's. That's taking accountability. It's taking responsibility. And it's taking the actions of how you want to feel.
It's because we are responsible for our own lives.
Exactly.
No one else can do it. No
Exactly.
one else can walk in your shoes.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I love about teachers, because we spoke about teachers yesterday, everything in life is teaching you something. Isn't that just beautiful? My mother was my best teacher. I think she
Probably
pulled, yeah,
Probably why they call it likes,
yeah.
listens.
Yeah. 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 So I'm grateful for the teachings. And I'm grateful that Ian could go and allow himself to know he's a changed man. And what a man.
Oh, I know it was different person. My mum, like, she used to have abusive boyfriends and she's going through so much herself. She just didn't know how to be a mum. There was never anything personal.
Yeah.
And I got compassion for her because I know she was going through a lot at the time.
Mm.
Like even with my dad, because he was an alcoholic, and yeah, she was going through so much herself. She just didn't know how to love. She didn't know how to be a mum. She did the best she could with her own trauma.
Mm.
The thing she told me though is independence, because I didn't really have support. I had to learn to be independent.
Mm. Mm.
I had to learn to do things by myself.
Mm.
I had to learn to take myself to the doctors and do my own advocate from like age 12, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Mm. I think with me in my life right now, the way I can give back to my mom, because it's not the giving back to my mother, but be able to what I've just learned now and what I have experienced energetically in my body right now, the release of that to say, that I denied myself of happiness.
That's probably
And
all
now
our
to,
parents.
yeah, and to
For us to
find my
do.
happiness. Yeah. And to find my happiness in my self-worth, that it has nothing to do with what I, basically when I say nothing to do with it, in a sense with her, but it had everything to do with her. But then as you come out of that and you start being independent, because you don't really know when that has to cross, right? You had to cross at the age of 12. I also had to cross the age of 12. You know, that independence, do everything, you know, myself. But what is interesting here is that I can give it to myself now. And because I can give it to myself now, I know that she's happy. Yeah. Because that's the ancestral line that we have connected with mom and dad. And that's when you can break that absolute cycle. You know? Mm.
Something
not
just come to me as you were talking. I find it really challenging to reach out for help. And I tend to do stuff by myself. It's because I've always done it from the age of like 12.
Mm,
So I think it's time for me to learn to actually allow help in as well.
Yeah, there's it. There's
Just
it.
come to me
Yeah,
now, and that's why I find it hard to reach out for help because I've always done it by myself. That's
that's it.
safe to do it by myself. So I've got to
There's
now
it.
learn to
There's it.
allow people to support me.
There's it. There's it.
Oh, yeah.
There's it. There's it. Yeah.
Mm.
So healing. So healing. Your body listened to you now, hey? You know that, right? Every cell in your body's listened to you. It's eavesdropped what you just said now, and it's acknowledged you. It's heard you. Do you know that?
Yeah, I can feel it.
Your body has a highly intelligence. Let it not be known that you have just spoken to every cell in your body, and your body heard you. And you know what your body is actually trying to say here is to say, you can relax now. Chill out, man. Relax. You be cool when you want to be cool. When you don't want to be cool, you don't have to be cool. Just be. Yeah, wow. What a gift. What a gift. And not to be able to ask for help is a very restricted, because you think, yeah. But when you can trust, you just showed yourself that you can trust again. That's a big, big thing. To be able to trust again.
Yeah, I feel like it's because I just find it like I don't want to bother people and stuff if they're like asking for help or what's just come is because I felt like maybe I was better than my parents. So if I ask for help.
Yeah.
So it's time to let that go.
Yeah.
Because I'm the youngest of four, so
Yeah.
I know my mum was so busy with the other kids, so asking for help, asking for stuff, I felt like I was burdening her. But it's okay to ask for help. It's okay.
It is.
I don't have to do everything alone anymore. Okay.
I hear that.
When we ask for help, it's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. We're strong enough to admit that we need help.
Sometimes the help just comes to the form of a hug. If you're feeling a bit low, somebody gives you a hug. That's it. That's all it takes.
It does, eh?
Oh, I see you don't. I see you feeling a bit down. Say, here's a heart hug. That's it. Because I give hugs from the heart. When I give a hug, comes from my heart.
You know what's so beautiful that when you explained about your friendship and wow, it's so and allowing yourself to step out and be in a challenge with allowing to see how much you've learned or how much you've grown. But isn't it interesting when
you're in a friendship where you go, wow, this is effortless. This is just like pure bliss. It's just joy. It's just sitting and just being. It's just, I had a beautiful day yesterday with my friend. We met up at 4:00 and it was like, she was really hungry because we haven't eaten. She didn't eat. I said, you got to eat, yeah? You got to eat. So we're going to go eat. So, okay. And she had a smile on her face because she was like, oh, I'm not good when I'm hungry. I'm not a good place. So I said, please, let's eat. So we go and eat. Yeah. And then we go sit on a bench. We were sitting on a beautiful place in my neighborhood where we sat on a bench together. And we're just eating. And we were talking a little bitty, but not much. Just enjoying. And then afterwards, so pleasant, so beautiful. And then she said, let's go have a matcha tea. I said, oh, that sounds delicious. Let's go have a matcha tea. And we go down. Yeah, there's a nice little coffee shop there. And we had a matcha tea. Hers with oat milk and mine with almond. And then we said, oh, look, the sunset. It was just about sunset coming down. And we sat there by the water. And true as living God, we're sitting there and there's other people coming to say bye, hi to us, just strangers. Okay, cool. We just let them come and they go hi and then they go again. But we're sitting there and we're sitting with our dogs, of course, and because we love our animals, right? We both love our animals. So I said, look at us. She said, yeah, look at us. And she was the one that said, isn't it nice just to sit, Nikki, and not sit like this? We enjoyed each other's company that we didn't even have to talk. There was no talking. We were just living and breathing one another. So when we talk about love, it doesn't have to be an intimate love or sexual. Love is everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's the space you give yourself. And I am going to give myself this space now. I have confirmed this now today. It's come up for me. Because I denied myself. I'm practicing here. I'm practicing. And this has been a practice. But today, it's a confirmation. That's where my gifts are. In the silence. Wow. When you have that confirmation, you won't need any proof or acceptance from another. Because the love that you have now is yours. And whoever wants it, you will give it. But nothing's going to change you. You're an instrument of love. So I want to thank you for your courage, your bravery, for stepping out. And a great source of love that you've given to your family, your sisters, your friends, strangers. Me. Wow. Yeah. It's all becoming very, 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 very real. Mm. Just the denying part of what we thought we couldn't really, because of what we experienced in the past, that has been so traumatic and so painful that you think, oh no, can't let that come up again. I can't have my heart broken again like that. No. But then when you know, it's nothing for you to know. It's just what you are. It's just who you are. That's the foundation that everybody can come to. And you will attract that love. Because I'm experiencing it now, but I'm also experiencing it in my everyday life now. And not to say that my day, people around me are loving. Let me tell you, they're actually the opposite. It is. But now I can allow myself to not be moved by that, by their vibration, because I now know.
You know, that their vibration has nothing to do with yours.
Yeah.
And that's
But
the gift you give it to me.
They're welcome to eat at your table, but if they want to bring their shit, then just leave.
yeah, but with Ian's scenario, I'm just going back to Ian with going to this men's group. This is about empowering others, where he thinks that he needs to get the approval of others to accept himself. But now he's coming in his power, knowing that he's got something to offer. There's a difference. There's a big difference there. So his experience of what he experienced the first time was very it was difficult. But
It
because
was
he
for
could,
like
it
a
was
month.
difficult.
I was virgin for like a month. Like so
Oh
much
my
stuff.
God,
When
that was,
the trial stuff coming off, as I felt quite a lot of shame and a lot of stuff came up.
that was withdrawal symptoms he went through, like an addict. You know, you have to withdraw systems. You have to like literally die to it. You have to starve to it. Your body goes through convulsions. It goes through so many things, but through that, you had to bring it up. It had to come up because that was needed to come up. And now that it's come up, I'm going to be very, very interested to know how the session went with this men's group this time, because it's going to be a whole difference.
If there's any tickets left, I'm not sure. Just check. They'll have to message him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So good for you, Ian.
It brought up in a masculine wound for me, but it was needed.
Yeah. Very good, because it's going to be very interesting for you.
And I know you'll be there holding my hand, Nikki, in spirit, so I'll just be
Listen,
thinking of you and be like,
come on now. Yes,
Yeah.
right. That's what I say. That's what I say to sometimes to Karina, or sometimes, I love that, because I said that, because there's certain people in my life, like Karina at the moment, and not in the moment, just, yeah. And I think it's a very cool thing to have, that you can say, like she says to me something, I have to do an event or whatever. And she can't come, this one. And she said, no, you worry about it. I'm right there. And I know she's there. I know, it's like crazy. It's just crazy loving. It's crazy loving. Yes, because that's it, And I'm thankful. I'm so happy to hear that I will be holding your hand. Yeah. We talk about the lion, the lion that is bold and it's fierce and it's It's the king of the jungle, right? But you know, but a lamb is gentle. Yeah. Yeah. So this is very good.
I'm gonna shoot off now. My friend,
Me too. Me too.
my friend's in hospital and she's coming to stay at mine for a few days. Yeah, so I'll speak to you later because she's gonna be here soon.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I'm also going to
You both have a
Yeah.
blessed day then.
oh, thank you so
Love
much.
everyone.
This was wonderful. I'm truly thankful. Very thankful. A lot of good things.
Thank
Lot of good
you.
things.
Have a nice
Yeah.
one.
I love you. Yeah,
Thanks
yeah,
all.
yeah.
Have a great day.
Cheers,
Much
eh?
love all.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.